Okay, so this recording is being done. Okay, the reason is because for those who can't actually attend this particular session for the Zoom session. So what will happen is that I will actually share this in the YouTube. So later on they will be able to actually go through for fundamental analysis. Kalau sesiapa ada masalah untuk memahami saya, tolong beritahu saya because I will be using, saya akan menggunakan dua bahasa bahasa Melayu dan juga bahasa Inggeris. Okay. Okay, let's go with the starting Okay, first and foremostly saya akan mulakan dengan basic. Okay, where we actually go to forexfactory.com Okay, forexfactory.com just type in forexfactory.com at the Google basically, and you will basically come to this page. Anda akan datang kepada page ini. Okay, dan kalau anda lihat di sini, hari ini adalah 1 Februari. Okay, 1 Februari So what you do is that you just go to 1 February, which is Wednesday. Okay. So paling penting di sini adalah pertamanya anda kena tahu yang anda nak trade instrument mana, which instrument that you would like to trade. Okay, like for example, most of the time, most of our clients, they love gold. So that's why I always focus on gold. So I'm going to do the same thing over here, but do not worry. If let's say you have any currency pair or anything that you want to know, you can blast in the chat as well. Boleh bagi tahu dalam chat sebab saya akan sharekan untuk semuanya not to worry. Okay, so for now, okay, since we are focusing on gold because we need something to talk about, so we will be going for gold. Okay, so for gold, most importantly is that kita fokus kepada US dollar. Okay, kita fokus kepada US dollar. So kalau kita fokus kepada US dollar, paling penting ialah kita kena tahu apa high impact news. What is the high impact news? Okay, apa itu medium impact news dan apa itu low impact news. Okay, kita kena tahu, we have to know what is the high impact news, what is the medium impact, and what is the low impact news. Okay, kerana news-news yang mempunyai impact ini akan memberikan impact di dalam market. Okay, so trust me that kalau anda tahu impact ini di dalam market, makanya anda sebenarnya boleh avoid masa-masa ini ataupun anda boleh trade according to the trend in the market. Okay, so for February 1, if you notice here, kalau anda notice di sini, kita kena cari related to US dollar sebab kita nak lihat kepada gold. Okay, so di sini sebenarnya kita ada satu news yang berwarna kuning Selalunya kita jarang fokus kepada news yang berwarna kuning. Okay, kerana kita kurang fokus kepada news yang berwarna kuning kerana dia tidak mempunyai banyak impact dan dia akan memberi volatility yang tinggi di dalam market So which means kalau anda ada low impact news, dia akan berikan sedikit gangguan kepada market dan kemudian dia akan ikut kepada the high impact news sebenarnya di dalam market. Okay, so kalau anda lihat di sini, we have one news yang pada pukul 11 PM Okay, apa yang kita tengah buat sekarang ialah we are focusing on schedule news. Kita tengah fokus kepada schedule news Okay, saya tahu yang semua orang sebenarnya sebenarnya tahu apa yang saya ceritakan sebab saya selalu ulang perkara yang sama. Cumanya saya akan pergi very specific. Saya akan pergi seperti saya baru start kelas untuk hari ini So for newcomers dan sebagainya, mereka boleh mengikuti kita as well. Okay, so kalau kita lihat di sini, kita ada satu news iaitu yang berkaitan dengan US dollar Okay, yang berkaitan dengan US dollar on the Wednesday, which we can see over here, which is the ADP non-farm employment change. Okay, 1st February USD ADP non-farm employment change. Okay, kalau anda nak tahu lebih lanjut tentang this non-farm employment change, anda sebenarnya boleh lihat di sini. Okay, what it means Okay, it's an estimated change in the number of employed people during the previous month, excluding the farming industry and government. Maksudnya dia tidak includekan untuk farming industry dan untuk government, untuk employment. Oh, untuk share screen. Thank you very much for telling that. Yeah, I was supposed to share screen all the time, but you know, because I'm too into it, so that's what sometimes I just forget about it. Yeah, so guys, please remind me to actually share screen as well. Thank you very much, Milu, for telling me that. It happens, it really happens. This is not the first time I'm doing it. Yeah, so thank you very much for letting me know. Okay, so seperti yang anda dapat lihat di sini, 1st February, okay, Forex Factory, and we have a high impact news over here. Okay, so we have a high impact news over here, which is the ADP non-farm employment change. Okay, so kalau kita lihat di sini, kita ada satu news ini mengatakan okay, yang dia adalah 176,000, 176k berbanding dengan 235k. Okay, so if you doesn't know, kalau kita tak tahu macam mana untuk tengok data ini, kita baca saja the usual effect. Okay, actual greater than forecast is good for currency. That means whatever that is going to come out, apa saja yang akan keluar dekat sini, kalau dia melebihi, okay, actual dia lebih daripada apa yang mereka fokuskan, dia adalah bagus untuk US dollar. Okay, kalau dia bagus untuk US dollar, makanya kita tahu pada pukul 9.15 malam ini, okay, US dollar akan naik. Okay, we already know from this news itself that US dollar is actually going to go up. Okay, that is for scheduled news. So if we look at our previous data, kalau kita melihat kepada news previous data kita ada 235,000 yang berlaku pada 5 Januari 2023 yang lebih tinggi daripada apa yang difokuskan sebelum ni. Dan kalau kita melihat kepada November, kita ada kurang, dan November dan Oktober di sini adalah sebenarnya menaik. So this is actually based on the previous data. Okay, previous data is also important supaya kita boleh tahu roughly apa trend yang akan berlaku. Tapi kalau selalunya kalau mereka memberikan untuk 176k, 176k ini adalah daripada analis yang terkemuka. Okay, which means that this prediction is actually coming from the analyst, and it's not actually coming from Forex Factory or any ordinary analyst basically. So this is what they are actually predicting, okay, for 176. Okay, and kalau kita lihat di sini dia adalah kurang daripada 235 previously, yang sebenarnya tidak baik untuk US dollar. Okay, seperti yang saya katakan tadi adalah baik untuk US dollar, sekarang ni adalah tidak baik untuk US dollar. Okay, dia adalah baik kalau contohnya reading sini adalah lebih tinggi daripada reading yang sebelumnya. Kalau anda tengok apa yang difokuskan ini adalah kurang, adalah kurang daripada apa yang berlaku sebelum ini. Okay, I hope you guys are with me. Okay, so kita tahu daripada satu news ini yang bahawa US dollar mempunyai kemungkinan besar untuk jatuh. Okay, it has a very high probability to basically drop tonight at the 9:15. Okay, and another thing I want to share kepada anda semua. Okay, dalam setiap news, okay, yang kita lihat sama ada high impact ataupun medium impact. High impact news adalah berwarna merah. Okay, medium impact news adalah berwarna orange, dan low impact news adalah berwarna kuning. Okay, so if let's say you are seeing at the high impact news sekarang ni, adalah penting untuk anda tahu sebenarnya whether it is a leading indicator or it is a lagging indicator. Okay, now I will touch about leading and also lagging indicator. Okay, first and foremostly, anda dah lihat dekat sini yang anda sebenarnya fokus kepada apa yang analis katakan untuk data anda. Kemudiannya anda kalau nak tahu lebih lanjut tentang apa dan sebagainya, anda boleh baca di measures ini Okay, untuk anda tahu apa sebenarnya economic indicator ini katakan. Okay, and thirdly, anda kena tahu sama ada dia di bawah kategori leading indicator or lagging indicator. Okay, why did I say that? Leading indicator mempunyai impact okay, for only short term impact is about 6 months to 12 months. Okay, let me repeat this once again. Leading indicator for short term mempunyai impact daripada 6 bulan ke 12 bulan. Okay, that means you know that how impactful this particular news is, and what will happen if let's say you go against the trend in the market based on this news. Okay, so kalau untuk lagging indicator, okay, just now I speak about leading, sekarang saya akan cakap pasal lagging. Untuk lagging juga mempunyai impact yang sama. Okay, impact yang sama ialah lagging indicator mempunyai impact short term 6 bulan ke 12 bulan. Okay, dan untuk long term dia mempunyai 12 bulan ke 24 bulan. Okay, now currently kalau anda melihat ada leading indicator, macam mana anda nak tahu? Job creation is an important leading indicator. Why traders care? Okay, so kalau anda lihat di sini, why traders care ni adalah kenapa sebenarnya traders sebenarnya lihat kepada news ini, kerana dia adalah leading indicator. Okay, dan leading indicator ni adalah news yang sangat dipentingkan oleh trader-trader. Okay, so kalau leading indicator ni katakan yang bahawa US dollar sebenarnya akan menurun dan gold akan naik, maka ni kita tahu impact dia yang akan berlaku kepada gold pasti akan naik. Kalau short term pun 6 bulan ke 12 bulan Kalau long term 12 bulan ke 24 bulan. Tapi now the question is, okay, kalau kita tahu yang bahawa dia akan naik dan sebagainya, does this mean that we just place a buy and automatically we just leave a buy, okay, for the whole year? and automatically kita akan profit? Okay, jawapan dia adalah yes. But we have to understand one thing also, that after this particular news, kita kemungkinan besar mempunyai leading indicator ataupun lagging indicator yang lain. Okay, so now why the volatility happens, okay, in the market is because one leading indicator can be broken, okay, by the other leading indicator. Okay, and leading indicator can also be broken by lagging indicator, okay. Jadi sebab itu sebenarnya kalau dia begitu senang dalam market letak buy je, okay, kita untung lepas 1 tahun kita untung. Wow, so nice okay. So sometimes kalau kita sell saja for the whole month for the whole year but this actually happened last year. Okay, benda ni sebenarnya berlaku last year, di mana kalau anda notice yang disebabkan Fed Central Bank menaikkan interest rate secara mendadak for about above 450 basis point. I believe if you calculate all together 75 and 50. So what actually happens is that US dollar actually went very far ahead high for last year actually. Kalau anda notice jadi anda tahu dia punya impact then what happens is when you look at the leading and also the lagging indicator. Okay. Yes, correct. Yes, that's right. So that's why kalau anda lihat di sini untuk di sini kan, kalau anda lihat di ISM Manufacturing PMI ini, dia adalah 48.0, dia adalah kurang daripada 48.4. Okay, contohnya if in case kita dapat above indicator di sini mengatakannya bahawa dia adalah 50 contohnya. So maksudnya di sini sebenarnya kita tahu yang bahawa US dollar sebenarnya akan naik. Okay, tapi di sini sebenarnya kita dapat yang bahawa dia adalah 48.0. Walaupun dia adalah kurang sebanyak 0.4% juga, tapi sebenarnya kita kena mengambil kira perkara itu juga. Okay, we have to take how to say precaution regarding on that as well. So kalau kita lihat di sini 48.0, maksud dia sebenarnya menyokong juga kepada penurunan US dollar juga. So one good thing over here is that, okay, if we notice here for this USD yang kita ada pada pukul 9.15 high impact, dia sebenarnya menyokong kepada kenaikan gold, dan kemudian dia disokong oleh satu lagi news, iaitu ISM Manufacturing PMI yang juga menyokong kepada kenaikan gold. Okay, so which means that tonight you are going to see some shifting in the market. Okay, dan shifting dalam market ni adalah di mana sebenarnya anda akan melihat kepada kenaikan gold malam. Okay, seperti yang anda dapat lihat semalam. Okay, if you notice malam sebenarnya gold naik. Okay, kalau anda lihat, kalau sesiapa yang letak buy semalam saya pun sebenarnya dah fikir tentang buy. Okay, saya letak buy semalam untuk gold, tapi dia tutup take profit dia pada waktu malam. Okay, kerananya pada waktu malam kita disokong oleh Chicago PMI dan juga untuk CB Consumer Confidence. Okay, so jadi apa yang berlaku ialah dia sebenarnya sampai dia walaupun dia jatuh, tapi dia tetap sampai kepada take profit kerana dia retrace balik berdasarkan kepada news. Okay, so buy at 1901.8 daily zone lah. Oh, I see. Okay, sure. We'll talk about it. We'll definitely talk about it. Okay, so okay, so 1901 1901.8 daily zone. Yes, that was correct. Very true. I have noticed that particular zone as well. I will just try to check it later on, and I will get back on that zone as well. Okay, so kalau kita lihat untuk ISM Manufacturing PMI ini, okay, dia lebih menyokong kepada kenaikan gold. Okay, dan juga dia adalah leading indicator as well. Okay, so if we continue, selepas pada pukul 11 itu kita juga ada lagi satu news yang dipanggil sebagai job opening. Okay, so this is the number of job openings during the reported month. Tak kisah tapi ini tidak includekan untuk farming industry. Okay, jadi kalau anda lihat di sini dia adalah 10.28 berbanding dengan 10.46, iaitu juga adalah pengurangan. It's also less. Tapi kalau kita notice one thing, if we notice one thing over here, the previous data, okay, for the past January, November, October is actually showing us much more greater than whatever that was being forecasted. So maybe the chances for it to actually become greater, then the current one is also very high. Okay, tapi apa yang analyst predict adalah sebanyak 10.28. Okay, so sekarang ni apa yang kita faham dekat sini ialah kita mempunyai dua news, okay, iaitu leading indicator yang mempunyai satu high impact yang sangat kuat. Okay, di mana sebenarnya dia menyokong kepada kenaikan kenaikan gold, bukan US dollar, kenaikan gold. Okay, tapi kalau anda lihat di sini berdasarkan apa yang analyst predict, dia juga akan menyokong kepada kenaikan gold juga. Okay, tapi kalau kita lihat kepada data-data sebelum ini, data-data sebelum ini lebih menyokong kepada kenaikan US dollar. Okay, so jadi kalau kita lihat di sini, okay, kita sebenarnya have to berhati-hati ya, kita kena berhati-hati di news ini. Okay, so tapi the main thing is that usually whatever the analyst has already predicted, okay, usually it should happen ya, accordingly. But in case we look at the previous data, we have the possibility that that this will support more towards the strength of the US dollar. Okay, so we will look into this together, not to worry, because I have a lot of things to share on the fundamental analysis. Okay, so for this actually we are already done. We are already done for today because we are focusing more towards the high impact news for today. But I have another thing to share to all of you. Okay, kalau anda lihat kepada Thursday di sini, okay, pada pukul 3 pagi, masa tu pada pukul 3 pagi, kebanyakan daripada kita mungkin tidur, kebanyakan daripada kita mungkin main game ke apa yang saya tak tahu okay, it's up to you actually. Alright, so pada pukul 3 ini kita ada satu news juga. Okay, so in case kalau anda ada buka position di sini juga, anda sebenarnya kena berhati-hati juga ya, di sini juga ya. Okay, this is just for just for a spot check ya, basically. Okay, so kalau anda lihat pada pukul 3 ni kita ada satu yang berkaitan dengan FOMC statement. So this is more towards monetary policy ya, sama ada mereka akan menaikkan interest rate ataupun mereka akan mengurangkan interest rate. Okay, so this federal funds rate is they actually predict it to be at 4.75%. Okay, which means that previously, which is the yesterday news, I will talk about yesterday news, where they actually said that they will increase about 25 basis point, okay, from the Fed meeting. So we are still actually looking forward for that to see whether if they are increasing about 25 basis point or not. So that's why it's about 4.75%, 0.25%. Okay, so FOMC press conference is also very important, okay, and it is all the same thing. Okay, jadi that's it ya, that's it untuk schedule news. Okay, so the first point untuk fundamental analysis ialah kita fokus kepada schedule news. Why kita fokus kepada schedule news? Sebab kita tahu, okay, what time benda tu berlaku dan bila what time benda tu berlaku, dan kita tahu apa impact dia dan sebagainya di dalam market. Okay, wow, it's high impact. Yes, it is very high impact. Yes, that's why actually if you notice another thing I want to share with you below and all of you as well. If you notice that most people after their work they like to trade. Okay, so what happens at night when they do not know what is the news, apabila mereka tak tahu news yang berlaku pada masa itu, jadi apa yang berlaku, mereka masuk berdasarkan technical analysis. Okay, so apabila mereka masuk berdasarkan technical analysis pada masa itu, jadi apa yang berlaku, kebanyakan mereka loss pada waktu malam. Kalau anda notice saya tak tahu saya tengok berdasarkan kepada experience saya yang saya lihat, kebanyakan traders apabila mereka trade pada waktu malam, okay, sebab waktu malam ini selalunya ada news-news tau yang kita tak pernah lihat yang kita memang jarang lihat di dalam market. So that's why actually news-news ini sebenarnya memberikan impact kepada market, where dia sebenarnya overrule the technical analysis yang anda buat, dan sebab tu sebenarnya ramai sebenarnya come into MC, tapi kalau anda ada equity yang mencukupi, selalunya dia boleh retrace balik lah. But unfortunately it's not the case for everyone lah, basically in the market. Okay, so that's why that is the reason kenapa fundamental analysis is very important. Yes, after 8 PM trade, yes, that's true. So during the 8 PM kalau anda notice 9:15 anda dah ada news kat sini. When you have the news at 9:15, people already prepare tau. Semua orang sebenarnya awal-awal sebenarnya mereka dah prepare tau, oh news ni kemungkinan US dollar akan naik. Okay, jadi semua dah prepare dah volume untuk buy pada masa itu. Kalau contohnya at that time maybe kalau anda letak sell ke apa ke dan sebagainya, pasti anda akan floating. So this kind of things happens. Okay, this kind of things happens. But tidak semestinya kita tak bercara untuk sebenarnya counter benda ni. There is always a way to counter things. Tapi cumanya kalau it's better to avoid it lah. Adalah lebih bagus untuk kita avoid perkara ini supaya kita boleh kita boleh selamat di dalam market. Okay, so I already done with the schedule news. Basically, I am done with the schedule news. So currently, apa yang saya akan buat ialah saya akan tunjukkan tentang current news. Okay. Yeah, you must be prepared with fundamental news too. Yes, exactly, Mr. Bill. Yes, you're right. You must be prepared as well. Yep. So so currently we are using two types of website. First is Forex Factory, okay, and another one that we are using is basically the investing.com. Okay, there you go. Okay, so investing.com, just type in www.investing.com and then just click on it and you will automatically come to the particular page. Okay, so first and foremostly you can search here on this website. So just type in XAU/USD. I already bookmarked it, so just click it and automatically you will come on this page. Okay, so most importantly here, okay, if you notice here is that kami mempunyai beberapa news. There is ada beberapa news di sini iaitu sebanyak 3 news di sini dan ini adalah latest news tentang apa yang berlaku di dalam market dan apa current news dan apa yang akan berlaku. Okay, what I mean kat sini, apa yang saya maksudkan di sini adalah kalau anda baca news di sini, anda akan memahami tentang apa yang tengah berlaku di dalam market dan apa yang kemungkinan akan berlaku di dalam market. Okay, so kalau anda notice, kalau saya scroll di atas ini, anda akan nampak sini ada news. This is the technical chart yang anda dapat lihat. Kalau anda notice ada perkara, apabila news ni keluar, gold sebenarnya mempunyai penurunan dan kemudian mempunyai retracement. Kalau anda notice apabila news ni keluar, jadi apa yang berlaku, dia mempunyai sedikit kenaikan dan sebagainya. So if you notice, setiap news yang berada di sini adalah news yang berada di sini. Okay, selalunya saya ada soalan orang tanya saya semua, most of the people ask me apa news yang betul-betul boleh memberikan impact di dalam market dan sebagainya. Okay, this is the answer. Okay, jadi kalau anda baca news di sini, anda sebenarnya dah boleh tahu apa yang akan berlaku. Roughly anda boleh sebenarnya tahu apa yang akan berlaku. Sebab ini adalah berdasarkan probability. But you have the right resources which will actually increase your probability in winning in the market. Okay, so first and foremostly, okay, saya dah buka dah saya punya tab di sini. Okay, so kalau anda tekan gold, copper prices slip in anticipation of the Fed meeting. Okay, so from the daripada sini juga anda sebenarnya dah tahu yang copper price ada kejatuhan okay, disebabkan anticipation daripada Fed meeting okay. So kalau anda lihat di sini, okay, most importantly kalau anda lihat dekat sini ialah kita mempunyai news yang sangat panjang. Okay, as usual every day saya bagi tahu perkara ni. Okay, kita mempunyai news yang sangat panjang dan setiap orang tak ada masa untuk pelajari satu persatu daripada news ini. We don't have time to actually go through every single thing. Okay, but what is most important dekat sini ialah kita sebenarnya mendapatkan fundamental factor yang penting yang boleh membantu kita untuk mendapatkan trend untuk apa yang akan berlaku di dalam market. Okay, so that's the most important thing. And one more thing is that the one good thing about the news over here is that every fundamental analysis yang anda perlukan sebenarnya dia dah summarizekan di dalam news ini. Contohnya, anda kalau lihat kepada fundamental analysis yang betul sekurang-kurangnya anda kena ambil 5 ke 7 jam untuk sebenarnya baca fundamental go through fundamental analysis. Sebab fundamental analysis consists of line chart, bar chart, graph chart dan sebagainya. So semua chart-chart ini sebelum anda sebenarnya memahamkan semua chart ini, jadi dia ni akan mengambil satu masa yang sangat lama dan anda akan miss opportunity yang anda sebenarnya perlukan untuk trade di dalam market. So the best thing that you can go through is that you have everything being summarized for you over here and you just have to find out what are the fundamental factors and just go ahead and plus the market lah. Okay, so for me basically for here, okay, as I can see basically it takes me very less time in order to go through this, but for those of you yang sebenarnya baru lagi sebenarnya akan mengambil masa, but eventually anda akan okay okay, alright. So kita tahu gold prices and copper fell slightly on Wednesday as market awaited for fresh cues on monetary policy from a string of major central bank meetings this week, starting with Federal Reserve later in the day. Okay, so this is one of our fundamental factor that we get. Because kita sebenarnya tahu yang bahawa gold dengan copper mempunyai penurunan sedikit. Kenapa? Kenapa sebenarnya benda tu berlaku? Okey, benda tu berlaku kerana kerana ada major central bank major central bank. Okey. Semalam sebenarnya kalau anda selalu mengikuti untuk news ini, sorry saya sebenarnya memberikan satu info yang lebih mendalam. Kita ada European Central Bank dan juga kita ada London Central Bank UK Central Bank. So apa yang berlaku adalah mereka sebenarnya mempunyai bank meetings di mana semalam, kalau news semalam, dia sebenarnya mengatakan yang bahawa central bank ini akan menaikkan interest rate mereka sebanyak 50 basis points. Okay, for those of you who are here yesterday, you will know what I'm actually saying Okay, 50 basis point. Tapi untuk Federal Reserve untuk Amerika, mereka katakan yang bahawa mereka akan menaikkan untuk 25 basis point. Tapi sekarang ni kita tahu yang bahawa dia ada kejatuhan sedikit kerana dia tidak pasti apa yang sebenarnya central bank akan buat. Sebab itu sebenarnya kita mendapatkan di mana gold dengan copper sebenarnya mempunyai penurunan. So apa yang kita dapat di sini, the next one that we can see, the Fed is widely expected to hike the interest rate by 25 basis point later in the day. Ini adalah apa informasi yang kita dapat yang bahawa dia akan menaikkan untuk 25 basis point di dalam hari ini untuk meeting tersebut and investors are waiting to see how Chair Jerome Powell will address recent sign of resilience in the US economy as well as recent rally in the global financial market. So this is very straightforward. Benda ni sangat straightforward sebab kenapa Jerome Powell juga sebenarnya melihat kepada apa yang berlaku kepada US economy. Contohnya kita tahu one of the example, kalau CPI naik, which is consumer price index sebenarnya naik, apa yang berlaku adalah US dollar akan naik juga. Kalau PPI naik, producer price index naik, makanya sebenarnya US dollar akan naik juga. Dan apabila US dollar ni naik, apa yang menyebabkan US dollar itu naik adalah kerana Fed akan pergi untuk menaikkan interest rate tersebut. This is one of the examples saja. So kita tahu one of the fundamental factors that we have is the major central bank meeting. And secondly kita tahu yang bahawa Federal Reserve sebenarnya menaikkan interest rate mereka, akan menaikkan sebanyak 25 basis point. That's the two things that we have over here. Other than that, kalau kita lihat, the dollar stated from recent losses also pressuring commodity markets. Focus is also on the European Central Bank and the Bank of England. Because this news actually I study semalam saya study semalam, tapi fundamental factor daripada semalam juga boleh berterusan kepada hari ini juga. So expected to raise hike about 50 basis point on Thursday, which would be tomorrow lah. So among industrial metal, copper prices will be treated high grade. Some of the things here adalah mereka akan memberikan info saja secara berlebihan untuk anda tahu apa yang tengah berlaku. Dan kalau anda tahu prices of red metal advanced on Tuesday after government data showed that China's business activity rebounded sharply. If you can see how much it rebounded, it's about 52.9 compared to 42.6 basically. So you said, Tuan, is it the same as just reading the headlines displayed on TradingView? Mr. Ishak, thank you very much for asking me that question actually. For those of you that are actually using TradingView, that is also a very good place in order to read it. But however, basically, I would say that headlines is more towards core incident news. Because fundamental analysis basically is consisting from what I have created here, is that it's consisting of the scheduled news about the current news as well as the core incident news. So I am actually using two types of a website, which is the Forex Factory and also the investing.com. So for me, why I'm using these two websites, basically, I didn't say tak boleh guna TradingView, cannot use FX Trade, cannot use Kinko. No, you all can use it according to your preferences. You all can use this according to your preferences. The most importantly is that you have to understand that what are the fundamental factors that you can get from the news, basically. Because the fundamental factor is very important. So based on all the testing of those websites, kita mendapati yang bahawa Forex Factory dan juga investing.com sebenarnya mempunyai informasi-informasi yang tepat yang membantu kepada fundamental analysis kita betul sebanyak 95%. Okay, so if you're asking me, the thing is that about the headlines and everything, if it helps, go on. Yeah, if it really helps, go on. I personally, because I do understand the headlines in TradingView actually do helps as well, because at times it does give you some certain fundamental factors as well. But however, for me, because I'm very used to Forex Factory and also to investing.com, so this is the method that I use in order to share to everyone, basically. So I believe in trading, there is no only one way for you to trade, for you to do fundamental analysis. There are many particular ways to actually do fundamental analysis. I'm very humble about it. And I believe, if let's say if you're using TradingView, you will also need to actually check from the another website as well. Okay, I will always suggest take at least 2 to 3 sources that you can actually rely on. Because why? If let's say you're focusing only on one particular source only, which means that you will only be depending on that particular news only. So maybe there are some things that are being reported at the other website which you did not actually look through, and sometimes this can also cause us to actually not be able to actually get the right resources as well. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Isha, for asking me the question. I am truly glad that you asked me the question. And I believe, yes, you can go through with the headlines as well. No problem. No worries with that. Okay. So, okay. Seperti yang akan dapat lihat di sini, for prices of red metal advanced on Tuesday after government data showed that Chinese business activity rebounded sharply in January after the country relaxed its strict anti-COVID policy. So, as kita tahu, China sebenarnya, mereka sebenarnya mempunyai COVID zero COVID policy untuk satu jangka masa yang lama. Tapi apa yang berlaku sekarang ialah mereka sebenarnya dah relaxkan mereka punya economic activity. Jadi ini sebenarnya menyebabkan yang copper price sebenarnya mempunyai kenaikan. Okey, tapi copper price dan sebagainya jatuh kerana mereka sebenarnya tengah menunggu tentang monetary policy daripada European Central Bank, Bank of England, as well as apa yang Federal Reserve of America akan buat. So this is actually the fundamental factors that we need basically. So if we can predict, we can basically predict apa yang mereka akan buat roughly. Okay, dan kita mempunyai informasi daripada analyst. So basically this can actually help us in order to actually have a high probability of winning in the market. Okay, kalau sesiapa ada sebarang soalan, please kindly ask me Kalau anda rasa macam saya tak berapa clear ke, ataupun I'm missing some points ke apa ke, tolong bagi tahu saya because saya boleh repeat balik everything. Okay, so kita dah tahu dekat sini pun kita dah faham yang sebenarnya dia lebih kepada, dia masih lebih kepada bullish. Why I say that dia lebih kepada bullish? Because we know based on our fundamental factors that we are already knowing that the Fed is likely to increase the interest rate, okay, by 25 basis point only. And for the European Central Bank, we know that it's actually supporting more towards it is supporting more towards 50 basis point for the European Central Bank, and also for the London one, UK as well. Okay, Bank of England. So which means that these are very strong factors that actually can help for the gold to basically proceed and be stronger. Okay, but we have to understand one thing. Kita juga kena faham, tadi kita melihat kepada schedule news kita. Okay, schedule news kita ni adalah di sini Okay, maksudnya tadi apa yang kita baca tu, itu adalah the current news or what is possibility to happen. But we also have to actually be careful if let's say we are coming around this particular time. As we have actually discussed just now, we know that actually if the actual is greater, then actually it's good for US dollar. But if it's lower, it is supporting more towards bullish. Okay, so for now actually from our understanding here, okay, we already know that from our ADP, what is being predicted is that it will help more towards the gold advances. Okay, this is what we have. Okay, ini adalah apa yang kita ada. Kalau kita lihat kepada ISM Manufacturing PMI juga, kita mempunyai 48.0, iaitu adalah kurang daripada 48.4. Okay, so actual greater than forecast is good for the currency, but here you can see that it's 48.0, even though it is less by 0.4. Okay, which also helps towards the gold price. okay, of increasing. Kalau anda lihat kepada jobs, job openings juga, anda lihat dia adalah 10.28, dia adalah kurang daripada 10.46 yang juga akan membantu kepada kenaikan gold juga. Okay. So now currently, kalau kita melihat kepada semua fundamental factor yang kita ada di sini, okay, most importantly ialah kita mempunyai satu informasi yang cukup uncertain. Okay, I would say uncertain because there are a lot of new ones here. Okay, but for me, I know it's bullish, but however, I would say uncertain. Okay, kenapa uncertain? Sebab kenapa apa yang mereka bagi ni, apa yang analyst bagi ini cuma adalah probability saja. Okay, and also di dalam probability ini analyst juga boleh salah. Okay, they can be wrong. Okay, because they are humans, yeah. Okay, so because one of the reasons kenapa mereka boleh salah, kalau anda notice di sini, mereka fokuskan 10.04, okay, berbanding dengan 10.51, tapi apa yang berlaku ialah keluar 10.46 million. Okay, dan perkara ini tidak berlaku untuk satu kali, dua kali ataupun apa ya. Perkara ini berlaku untuk banyak kali ya. Nah, anda notice di sini ya. Dia predik 9.75 million tapi keluar 10.72. Okey, dia predik 10.24 tapi keluar 10.33. Memang tak banyak perbezaan. Okey, of course, dan ada yang lebih banyak perbezaan juga, tapi kita tahu yang bahawa mereka boleh salah di dalam prediction mereka. Tapi seperti yang saya katakan, kita alright, kita sebenarnya cuma can get the high probability saja. Okay, we just can get the high probability about what is possible to happen. Okay, so based on apa yang kita baca, okay, di investing.com di sini, this is the only one news yang kita baca. Okay, kalau anda nak baca kepada one more news untuk mendapatkan konfirmasi pun boleh juga. Okay, macam saya kata awal-awal, most importantly is that you focus towards at least 2 to 3 news. Okay, so most importantly kat sini ialah okay, so 11 PM news, ISM and jobs, which is a very high impact. Yes, you are right. Yeah, so maybe if it's happening at 11 PM, so likely people already prepare already around 10 o'clock, around 9 o'clock. So those of you yang you know, which news is high impact, which news oh, which news, oh, okay, let me just check this. Okay, for this actually, which news 11 PM. Okay, which one is, because this one is the high impact one, because it is in the red color. Okay, it is in the red color, and also in this red color it is also a leading indicator. Okay, so cara untuk kita tahu sama ada news itu betul-betul very high impact, pertamanya kita check sama ada dia adalah berwarna merah ataupun tidak. Okay, kalau dia adalah berwarna merah, maknanya dia adalah high impact. Okay, dan lagi satu ialah kita juga sebenarnya melihat sama ada dia di bawah kategori leading ataupun lagging indicator. Okay, kalau I hope that answers the question. So for example, in case kalau anda ada news yang berwarna orange, contoh. Okay, for example, let's assume this is, I think this is orange, but this is low impact, This is just low impact, but just imagine, okay, like for example, euro, okay, and if you click on this, basically, you can see that it doesn't have a leading or lagging indicator. But yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. So, but in case, if let's say the orange color is also actually having leading or lagging indicator, it is also a very, it is equivalent to a high impact news. Okay, walaupun dia berada di bawah impact, medium impact, tapi kita kena melihat juga kepada news tersebut. Pertama, kenapa? Kerana dia adalah medium impact. Dan kalau dia ada lagging ataupun leading indicator yang anda akan dapat di YTradersCare, di situ sebenarnya anda tetap kena melihat kepada news tersebut, kerana dia memang high impact, dia memang akan memberikan efek di dalam market. Okay, so guys, basically I'm supposed to actually continue this session, okay, which I will be continuing until 12:30 basically. Okay, I will explain as much as I can. As I said that I'm going for a meeting at 12:15, so I'm going to pen that up. Okay, so I'll try my best. Saya akan cuba sedaya upaya saya untuk terangkan apa yang saya boleh terangkan Okay, so basically, okay, so this is the schedule news. Okay, this is the schedule news. So this news at 11, basically we have related to the yang berwarna merah. Yang berwarna merah 1st February. Oh, this is 2nd. Okay, no wonder. Okay, this is Wednesday, 1st February. So this is the high impact. Okay, this is the one that is high impact, and we have another news which is also at 9:15, which is also high impact. So as per our investing.com, we understand from this particular news is that we know that dia adalah lebih menyokong kepada kenaikan gold. Okay, dia adalah lebih menyokong kepada kenaikan gold. Okay, dan kita punya schedule news juga sebenarnya membantu kepada kenaikan gold juga. Okay, which means that the trend is more towards bullish. Okay, but if let's say you want to check more, you can always go and check the previous news also, but the previous news is just to actually give you an indication, okay, of what actually happened here that basically leads to this particular new news that is happening. So which means that kalau anda baca kepada news yang pertama ini, maknanya anda akan tahu apa yang akan berlaku. Maksudnya gold sebenarnya mempunyai kemungkinan untuk naik lagi. Okay, it has the probability of actually going up. Okay, now speaking about fundamental range. Okay, today I'm going to touch more on fundamental analysis. And about signal, do not worry guys, I am definitely not going to pan regarding on the signals, even though today I'm focusing on fundamental analysis. I will send you the signals by today. Basically you have one signal which I will see and I will check and I will actually send that to all of you as well in the group. For those of you who are not in the group, please let me know so that I can send you the link once again. Okay, so for the days range, okay, as you are able to see here, we have a days range here, which is about 1924.62 to 1928.81. Okay. Okay, why did I look at this range? Okay, because ini adalah range di mana sebenarnya market sebenarnya telah berlalu di dalam market, dan ini juga adalah range di mana retracement boleh berlaku. Okay, jadi maksudnya apabila saya berkata yang bahawa ini adalah apa yang market telah lalu di dalam range ini, dan juga dia sebenarnya adalah di mana tempat retracement boleh berlaku, which means that this particular range is a very strong range that we can look into, and at the same time this is the range juga yang kita boleh trade. Okay, that we can trade in within dalam range ini. Walaupun range ini nampak kecil 1924.62 to 1928.81, but however trust me that this is one of the safest range that you can basically go about. Tapi there is another way that you can also calculate for range, which I'm going to share with all of you as well. Okay, if you go at historical data, okay, general overview, there's a historical data over here. Let me check the chat. Okay, there's 3 blastings. Okay, just give me a moment. I'll check it out. Okay, I'm not. Can I join? Yes, sure. So I got one more. From where actually we can get the LDR schedule? I think this is also has an impact on the market price. Okay. May I know? Can you specify more about the LDR, please? Yeah. Can you specify more about the LDR, please? Maybe you can tell me more detail about the LDR. Okay, I'll send you the Telegram group here so that you'll be able to join. Okay. Well, I just have this education signal. Well, I'm sorry, you have to look at my Telegram. Okay, it's fine. Okay, so there you go. So that's my Telegram group basically. So can join, yeah. And please specify more regarding on the question, please, for LDR schedule. Because if you specify more about the LDR schedule, then I would be able to know, and then I will also be able to actually explain, yeah, regarding on this as well for the LDR. Please let me know. Thank you, Gurme, already joining. Okay, you're most welcome, Mr. Bill. Yeah, nice to have you there. Okay, no problem, Mr. Ishaq. Just take your time, no worries. You can join our group. Okay, you can ask this question there. Maybe you know, we have Cikgu L also over there. Okay, so maybe she knows regarding on LDR. Okay, so maybe you know, she can explain to you as well. But if you would like to explain further to me, also can, no problem. So of course, you know, we can sort that out. We can find out what is LDR and how it gives impact to the market price. Yeah, There's nothing to be worried. Yeah, it's something very new for me as well. Okay. Okay. So for fundamental, okay. To explain about Bookmap too. Yes, I do explain about Bookmap as well, Mr. Bilu. It's just that because usually I don't do it in the class actually for Bookmap. But however, we have a YouTube channel where we actually we actually present the Bookmap actually. But if let's say you all would like to know also, I can actually have a specific class on the Bookmap education, which I will actually explain more further. But actually Bookmap, there is nothing to be worried about Bookmap, because Bookmap is all about knowing what is the lower key and what is the upper key basically. So this lower key and this upper key basically is basically the place of the order block, of the order block basically. So this order block is the place where most of the traders will actually place their pending order basically. So the only way in order to reach this order block, okay, or this lower key or this upper key, they have a key here basically. So like it will have like a box basically. So what happens is that in order for it to reach to the lower key or the upper key basically, they will actually need to have a news in order to reach the lower or the upper key basically. But one thing about the Bookmap is that we know that the number of volume that is actually at the order block basically is high. If it's really high, which means that the possibility of the price to hit to that area basically will be very, very high. So which means that if in case we can combine fundamental analysis, we can combine our technical analysis, and at the same time, if we can combine our Bookmap, okay, which will be more supporting towards the volume, which will actually help us to actually strengthen our entry in the market much more stronger. Okay. Mr. Bilu, not to worry about this. I am okay. Since you touched about Bookmap, if in case all of you are here, maybe what I'm going to do is that tomorrow I'm going to touch more on technical, and I will go more into I'll go more into Bookmap. Okay. Okay. This I'll just do for all of you. Yeah. I'm very sorry because actually I can really sit here until 2 o'clock. I can really sit here until 3 o'clock. It's just that I have a meeting. I have to get to the meeting. But do not worry, Mr. Bilu. Yeah, if you are joining tomorrow, okay, you're joining tomorrow at the same time. I'm actually going to touch on technical, and also I will touch on Bookmap as well. Okay, so not worry. Bookmap is very simple. We take it very we take it very relaxedly. Just know where is the lower key, just know where is the upper key, and we know where is the pivot zone. Okay, kita tahu di mana pivot zone. Okay, kalau pivot zone tu tersebut akan pergi kepada order block tersebut. Dan apa yang akan buatkan dia pergi kepada order block tersebut adalah news. Okay, so which means that kalau kita tahu fundamental analysis dan kemudian kita tahu macam mana untuk tengok Bookmap, and we know technical analysis, we are done. Yeah, so we have a very high probability in order to win in the market. Okay, okay, surely will join. Yeah, okay, that's great. Okay, that's great. Okay, you're most welcome, Mr. Ishaq. Not to worry. We will definitely, we'll definitely help you out with any questions that you have. And this is for all of you. Okay. So, okay. Before I end the session, I have another thing to actually share for the fundamental range as well. Okay. For the fundamental range, actually, we have an open and we also have a high price. Okay. Why do I talk about this open and also the high price? If you notice general, go to historical data. We have three time frames here, but firstly, we focus on the daily. Only on the daily basically. For the weekly and monthly, we do not take because the range is very, very high actually. So we would prefer to actually use the daily range. So for here, actually, we are using a method which is called as the frequency number. Okay. What do I mean by frequency number? Frequency number is basically the occurrences of it actually happening in the market. Okay. And the minimum occurrences or the frequency that is happening in the market, okay, is known as the number 5. Okay, what I mean by number 5? Okay, it is also the same concept with the moving average 5, which you use in the on your MP4 or your MP5 basically. It is almost the same thing. Okay, but only that here we are actually doing it manually. Okay, so what happens is that we are actually using the open and also the high price so that we can know what roughly would be the open price. Okay, what would be the starting price and what will actually be the high price actually. Maybe some people will ask me, why don't we use the low price as well? Yeah. Okay, that's a very good question. I got that question previously. Okay, but the thing is that because low price is actually we are focusing more towards the lower price. And this is likely only to happen during retracement periods. Yeah, because usually low prices, if let's say they are actually going for lower prices, which means that this is usually due to the retracement only. But however, open prices is the prices which is slightly a little more stable compared to the lower prices. So that's why actually we are more focused on the open prices. Okay, I hope that answers the questions. Okay, if there's anything, please ask me. Okay, so the open, let's say we have the open price and we have the high price. So what happens is here is that, for example, if we take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means that we have to divide it with 5 as well in order to get the open price, which will be the starting point. If in case, if we are using 10 of these, yeah, okay, let me tell you in this particular technique, you can use at least 5. 5 would be sufficient to divide with 5, or you can use at least 10 here, 10 information. But this 10 information, you do not divide by 10. You will have to divide by 5 as well. Okay, because this is how actually you calculate the average. We calculate the average, but this average is being calculated based on the frequency number 5 here. It's based on the frequency number 5. So that's where actually we actually get the main range here, the first starting range. And for the high also we do the same thing, okay, which is we focus on the first 5, okay, and also we can actually take at least 10 of it, but we also divide by 5 as well. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you take the whole open price, you take the whole high price as well, but however you do not divide with the numbers of open and the numbers of high, but you actually divide it by only 5, because we are finding the minimum, yeah, the minimum occurrences here. And usually in the market, most of the time, moving average 5 is being used most of the time. So it is actually equivalent to the same concept as well, only that we are actually using it here manually. And yes, okay, some of you will ask me, okay, just now I give you the days range, which is 1924.62 to 1928.81. Okay, so if let's say you are calculating the range over here, will the range be slightly different from the days range that is being given? The answer is yes. Okay, but however, the differences will not be more. Yeah, the differences won't be a lot. Yeah, the reason why the differences won't be a lot is because it is actually based on probability. Okay, it is actually based on probability. But so far as our testing, okay, based on our testing for the fundamental range, this days range has actually proven to be one of the best range in order for us to trade. Yes, so far. And also, if those who are actually using the open and high also, they are also able to actually trade safely in the market. So either if you use the days range, or either you use this manually to calculate, it is still the same effect. Okay, but there's another thing I need to tell all of you. In case if you all are asking me, then is it possible that basically the days range to become lower, or is it possible if let's say the days range is a bit higher? Okay, the answer is yes. Okay, the answer is yes, but we actually give the best probability as we can. Okay, because if we base on technical analysis, we have a linear regression, which means that we can take a certain point to a certain point in order for us to give the range for a fundamental range, or maybe we can even use Bollinger Band, for example. Okay, so there are many things here, many things we can do in order to get the range, basically. But however, this range are never stable in the market, because the reason is we have coincident news, we have scheduled news, we have the current news, and all these news actually are actually very, how to say, are very volatile. Yeah, it can go up, it can go down, yeah, and sometimes it can even go out of the range as well. So basically there is no how to say, there's no method here to actually really find a very how to say, a very stable range that it can really happen. But we can actually, if we understand the trend, like for example for fundamental analysis, we know that it's actually going towards bullish. Okay, and we know that this is the days range where retracement can happen. We look at the current price basically, okay, and we see at 1924.62 to 1928.81 where we can actually place our buy within this particular range, which means that we would be definitely safe in the market. Okay, so this is where actually they use fundamental analysis in order to actually trade in the market. Okay, that is just an example that I'm giving here related to the days range. Okay, but there will be other things also that I will be sharing later on. Maybe if you all are really free, okay, maybe after the meeting for 1 hour, I will actually have another class. Okay, so this class actually I will be giving in the group basically. So I will be sending this link in the group, okay, for the Zoom meeting. And then those of you who are really free can basically join. And most probably during that time, I will also discuss about signal as well. Okay. All right. So I have a question. Okay, Tuan, just to know from your experience, could you share with us from what happened yesterday from the analysis of the price of gold? Looks like bullish, but what happened yesterday? Gold changed its bearish direction. What is the main reason why it happened? And probably many losses yesterday. Okay, yeah, thank you very much for asking this question, Mr. Isha. Okay, so Mr. Isha, actually, if you notice here, yeah, that's true actually. Yeah, most of them actually predicted yesterday that it will go more towards bullish. But however, the bullish actually happened at only night. Yeah. So even yesterday, I actually placed a buy actually. But however, based on my how to say, if you saw my article yesterday, yeah, I do not know if I have the article over here. Okay, if I do have, okay. Okay, yeah, I can see two members, Mr. Bilu, Mr. Isha has already joined. So if you notice one thing yesterday, okay, I'm finding for my 31st January. Okay, I have two over here, which I'm going to click on it definitely. So yesterday I actually predicted, okay, that it will be a bearish. Okay, I actually predicted that it will be a bearish, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. If you notice one thing, the trend is bearish, and these are the reasons that I basically give. Okay, most of them actually predicted yesterday will be bullish. And if you notice, based on technical analysis, it is true that yesterday it was based on bullish actually. And I did actually follow based on bullish as well. So what happens? What happened yesterday? Okay, yesterday actually we had a current news where actually that they were not actually confident, okay, regarding on what the European Central Bank would do, okay, what the UK bank would do basically, and also what the Federal Reserve would do. Even though we got the indication that basically that is actually telling us that that they are going to hike only about 25 basis point, because I'm sure that most of them are actually already have that mind, okay, they are just going to actually increase for 25 basis point, and this is going to actually bring gold, is actually going to be more towards more towards a goal actually increasing, yeah, and everything basically. But the thing actually that happened is that many investors were also actually worried, yeah, okay, in case the Fed would actually go with their hawkish direction, which is that they would actually increase the interest rate more than 25 basis point. Okay, so speaking about the bearish, we will have to actually look into what actually the news that actually happened yesterday. So I am going to go through the news with you. Okay, okay, no problem. I will be going through the news with you. All right. Don't mind me. Basically, I can sit here until 2 o'clock as well. But it's just that today I'm a bit rushing. Not to worry. So 1 and 31st. Okay. So if you notice, before night, before Chicago PMI and also CV consumer confidence came out, and also what actually happened during this period of time. Okay. So during this period of time, actually, what happened that it actually came up to bearish. It really came up to bearish basically. Okay. And it came up to bearish as I explained just now. Okay. As I explained just now, it was more towards the uncertainty of what basically that Fed, the European Central Bank, and also what the UK bank is actually heading for. Okay. So in case if you want to check more specifically, okay, more specifically, I'm going to go more specifically. Okay. So for here, general, okay, wait, I'll just type here XAUUSD. Just give me a moment. We are going back to the earlier page. Okay, so if you notice, I'm going to click on here. Let's see about the news yesterday. What actually happened? So that's why, sir, Mr. Ishak, it's very important for us to look at this news on what actually happened, because here can actually give us the indication about what was actually, what was actually happening. Okay, so if you notice, all the news are basically here. Okay, so as I understand it, US stocks drift lower ahead of Fed decision. Why I'm looking at this is because it's 17 hours ago. So basically, of course, 17 hours ago, it would be, would be yesterday, roughly. Okay, yeah, it is actually. Okay. All right. Okay. So US stocks huge difference lower ahead of Fed decision, a fresh corporate result. So that means the answer to that question is likely here. Okay, US stock futures hedge lower as traders look ahead for Federal Reserve much anticipated decision later this week, awaited new state corporate earnings as well. Okay, I lost almost $700 after taking into account the stop loss setting at the lowest level based on my money management. I see. No problem, Mr. Isha. It happens here. It happens here. Mr. Isha, first and foremostly, it's my condolences to your $700. But do not worry, Mr. Ishak. Once you actually, this is very normal, Mr. Ishak. I also personally, I will share with you. I've also lost more than 1,000 US dollars also. Yeah. Okay. This is my personal experience. Maybe people think that I'm a teacher, or I'm really great in trading. But before I can really master properly, or before I can like really do things well. Yeah. Basically. So these are all the steps to the setbacks here that we have before we can actually succeed. Yeah. So Mr. Isha, yeah, not to really worry about it. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Bilu actually made about $350 from $37. Yeah, see? So which means that, actually, the trend can actually change. Yeah, it can really change, basically. So there is nothing, there's nothing to worry. If today you lost about $700, tomorrow you can actually even profit about $7,000 to $70,000. It can happen. Yeah, it can really happen, Mr. Isha. So I understand. Okay, do not take it as a despair. Okay, it will all turn out well. Yeah, it will all turn out well, Mr. Isha. Okay, so don't worry. If you our group, actually we have the signals also. So far I believe the signals are going well. Thankfully to God, it's still working. Yeah, I would say. Okay, so if in case if you're following the signals also, you would be able to actually profit also lah. But it's just that if you are using your lot size, I would suggest please kindly use 0.01 only. Yeah, so it's okay. Yeah, it's okay even though if you profit less for the day, but most importantly is that you can profit consistently. Yeah, very important. Yeah, I always focus on consistently, because I don't want to like one day we earn a lot, and then the next day we lose a lot. We want something that that it doesn't matter if we can earn a lot or not. Yeah, of course, winning more and earning more is actually important. Yeah, I do agree to that. But the thing is, what we need to get a consistent profit. Okay, because when we get a consistent profit, we are actually more confident. Yeah, we are more confident, and the long run we will notice that just because of this consistent way that we are going with, we can actually earn a lot of money rather than actually losing money in the market. So during that period of time, maybe 1 week somebody you can see is making 1,000 US dollar, 2,000, 3,000 US dollar. But maybe if you see the next week, that guy might be only will be having some losses about $800, $700 and all. But if we are going consistent profitably, by the time when we are reaching at the end of the month, you will see, sir, that our profit is more than even the person that is actually making more particular money. So which one would you prefer? Yeah, of course we would prefer something that we have a consistent profit. Yeah. Yes, we should trust our setup. Yes, that's very true, Mr. Bill. Yeah. So this is what I'm really concerned about. I'm always worried. Yeah, consistent is the key. Yes, you're right. Yeah, I'm very concerned. Sometimes even in the group, basically because like me, because I have been trading for almost 12 years. You can say 12 years. So for me personally, I do understand sentiments. Yeah, I do understand emotions as well, because the main problem of traders is actually the emotions. Yeah, so if we can't get our emotions controlled, So that's where actually, things can go a bit distinct. So that's why sometimes in the group, I will also give a safe TP, so that this safe TP actually is something like, if those who really have a technical background or have a fundamental analysis background, they would be actually able to, continue up to the main take profit that was actually being given. But those of you that don't want to take the risk, which I will highly suggest you, to take at least the minimum take profit. Yeah. So when you take the minimum take profit, which means that you are actually safe from actually going through all the turmoil in the market. Because I don't want, anyone to get stressed as well in the market. It happens, yeah. It really happens. Yeah. Even I myself also, sometimes, even though I've been trading for 12 years, yeah, yes, Mr. Miller. Yeah, even though I've been trading for 12 years, but I personally also, I also have some worries. Yeah, because why I often very less look into the core incident news. Okay, so core incident news, as you can see over here, because I'm very focused on investing.com and only on the scheduled news most of the time. But just because of my very hard schedules, it's very difficult for me to also focus on core incident news. Yeah, so at times, sometimes it can be very worrying if suddenly certain news come, and thankfully things are working well because I believe in my setup. Okay, but the thing is that sometimes the retracement can happen, like yesterday. Okay, if those who notice about my trade yesterday, okay, the retracement happened too badly. I do not use stop loss. Okay, and what actually happened, it actually came into bearish, yeah, like how Mr. Ishak you are telling me, yeah. Okay, it came into bearish, but thankfully it actually retraced back, yeah, it retraced back to my take profit, which means that actually I profited yesterday, but it took me time in order to actually close my trade. Yeah, it happens. Yeah, this kind of things really happens. Yeah, even though if we have a lot of experience also, we can go through this. We can go through this situation as well. Yeah. So I would like to ask, did I actually meet the requirement for today? Actually, because I only focus on fundamental analysis. I am really very sorry that I will have to end our class for today. I actually apologize for this. Okay, to all of you, Ikwan, Bilu, Jamalia, Husni, Isha, yeah, all of you, Mr. Madam here, I truly apologize for this. Okay, because I have to head for a meeting. But do not worry, I'm actually sending you a link after 1 hour. Basically, I'm sending you a link after 1 hour. So in case if any one of you are free during that time, please kindly join me. Okay, please kindly join it, and we will basically, proceed further with only technical analysis for today. Okay, so I will try to provide the signal by today as well. Kindly do not worry about the signal. The signal will be provided at least in a day. We will provide at least one signal for you. Okay, and we will try to ensure that the signal is safe, yeah, as much as possible as we can. Okay, so guys, I hope that the fundamental analysis, yeah. Yeah, you're most welcome. You're most welcome. Yeah. Okay, so the fundamental analysis for today is that it is supporting more towards bullish. Yeah? This is the summary actually. Okay, so for those of you who are doing actually intraday trading, okay, please look into please look into the range. Okay, the range, and this particular range can change. Yeah? Okay, it can change. Please kindly look at the range in investing.com or calculate it manually, yeah, as I just showed you in the historical data just now. Okay, the historical data just now. Okay, I believe you guys know it. If in case you all need more information, just reach me out on my phone number or just blast in the group. Okay, I need to know or anything. Okay, I will be there. Okay, I'll try my level best in order to attend to all of you. Okay, so okay, the trend today is bullish. Okay, it's more towards bullish, it's not bearish. And we wait, yeah, we wait for our core incident news. Okay, for core incident news, so far right now, we do not have any news related to US. Yeah? We do not have any news. This was about 3 hours ago. As I said, most importantly, at least 1 hour once we look at that particular news. Okay, so for now, actually, we do not have any news for now, so it's okay. Yeah, we are still safe. Okay, we are still safe. Okay, is that FOMC showing bullish? FOMC, yeah, showing bullish. Yeah, okay, because what actually happens? Yeah, yes, you're right. Actually, because the central bank for the European and also for the London one, yeah, the UK is actually increasing their interest rate up to 50 basis point. So actually, even though actually it's not related to Fed, but usually when the central banks, when they hike their interest rate, so this indirectly also did affect and can affect the market actually. So this actually, now the problem is that Fed is only increasing about 25 basis point. Yeah, but the European Central Bank and the London, which is the UK one, the England one, is actually increasing about 50 basis point. So that's why actually they are quite worried. Yeah, they are really very worried. Yeah, that in case you know that that some shift can happen. Yeah, maybe who knows? Yeah, just because of London Central Bank and European Central Bank, yeah, they can actually come up with a new thing that we are also going to increase about 50 basis point based on all the central banks meeting. Yeah, that is very much possible to happen. Yeah, and this is out of my experience also. Yeah, so this is very much possible to happen. But we are just very bullish to 1946 and then bearish. Okay. Yeah, for this, yeah, we will have to look through. We have to really look through regarding on the price and everything. Yeah, but Mr. Bilo, I'm sure that you are also a trader. Yeah, I'm sure that you are really a good trader because from the way you actually place the price and the way you actually look into news as well. So I do understand that you have, substantial knowledge on trading as well. Yeah. So yes, the FOMC is basically showing us bullish, and these are the fundamental factor that we basically have for now. Yeah. Okay. So not to worry, guys. Mr. Ikhwan, Mr. Bilul, Ms. Jamalia, Mr. Husni, Mr. Ishak. Okay, so I truly apologize basically for not able to actually proceed much. Yeah, but however, I hope that I helped you in terms of the fundamental analysis, and I hope that I showed you the method and the ways actually. But however, yes, of course, this will need training. Yeah, this will need some training. This will need some exposure. Yeah? You will have to keep exposing yourself to this, and once you're used to it, trust me that you won't even take half an hour. You just take about 10 minutes or even like 5 minutes maybe. Just look through fundamental analysis and just know the trend. And then if you're using a certain method for technical analysis, you will just be able to blend your fundamental and your technical analysis, and you will be able to trade well in the market. Yeah. Okay. So that's the best way, yeah, that we can go about. Okay. Okay, so okay, thanks a lot. I got some good info. Yeah, you are most welcome, Mr. Bill. You're most welcome. And to all of you, do you have any question before before I go? Actually, you all are very important for me. Okay, you all are really important for me. I already get some calls, what you're doing, come, and all. But you all are very important for me. That's why I'm here. So please tell me, please tell me if there's anything basically. Okay, and if you can't actually say anything here, do not worry. Just contact me on my number. Okay, just contact me on my number. Just blast in the group. Somehow, if I can't answer you, at least Chegu L is there, and Chegu L would be able to actually attend to all your questions as well. Okay, all right. Okay, what's that? Can you share with us? Okay, what's that? Can you share with us? Okay, sure. So Mr. Bilu and Mr. Ishak, you can speak to each other. So have a great day to every single one of you. Do not worry about the signal. Please do not worry. I think today, our group is very lucky, even though they did not attend the education for today. But, they are going to get the signal as equal to all of us. Yeah. But do not worry. I will definitely send the signal for today. Okay. Have a good day to all of you. Okay. Have a nice day. Take care and see you guys. Okay. See you guys. Bye-bye.